Hey everyone, how's everything going? Now, before I start this week's installment, I'd like to make three big announcements. One, I don't really have a long show planned today. I just don't. There isn't too much. And two, I have changed my name to Lord Maximus. Okay, that's not true. That was a lie I was telling everybody on Twitter. I kept thinking of Lord Humongous from the Mad Max movies, and then, yeah, whatever. And three, boom, I got a haircut. Yeah, I have short hair now, like really short. I kind of like it. I don't know. I mean, I don't mind long hair, but it was really cold out, and that's why I was keeping the long hair. But now I've had it for just long enough. I just needed to get rid of it. It had to go. So yeah, I have short hair now. I'm still gonna wear this, and I'm gonna change my shirt. I don't really want to wear this while I do this week's vlog. So without further ado, here's my theme song. Hey there, guys. How y'all doing? Welcome back to another edition of Cujo06241's Dance Off. Yeah, I'm just kidding. No, this is Cujo06241's sports vlog, where I love talking about sports more than Red Wings fans seem to hate Jimmy Howard. And that's a damn shame, because Jimmy Howard really is a good goalie. If you want to know any more about that, just check out my last video called My Response to the Howie Haters. Now that I got a little self-promotion out of the way, I am Justin Crumley. Got a pretty short show scheduled today. Not a very long one. I don't have too much to talk about, so hopefully this one just goes right by and you can all get back to doing whatever it is you're doing. By the way, I'm wearing a Dark Knight shirt. I don't know if you can really see it. It's a little tight, though. I'm not skinny, and this shirt's a little tight. Did a intense workout earlier, and my muscles still hurt from it. Now that that's out of the way, let's get started. Alright, kicking things off. Just going straight to hockey this time. No football news, no baseball news, none really worth reporting anyway. But I'm going to start off on another tough note. We lost another man in the sports, another sports figure this week, this time in hockey. Steve Montador, who was only 35 years old and a former NHL player, actually played for like multiple teams, Anaheim, Buffalo, Calgary, and Florida, to name a few. He was found dead in his home in Mississauga, Ontario. I don't know if I pronounced that right. Uh, it's just a terrible thing. I really hate to start off on a bad note like this, but it's stuff like this I just can't let I can't let it go by without at least mentioning it. And, I don't really know much about Steve Montador. His career numbers, but a lot of players that are currently playing in the NHL say that he's a great guy, a real nice guy. Um, it's just a terrible thing. He was so young too, only 35. I mean, it's kind of scary. I mean, I'm 22, so this guy was only about 13 years older than me. I mean, wow. It's a it's a it's a terrible thing. I just want to say that my thoughts, my condolences, and my sympathies, go out to Steve Montador's wife or his girlfriend, whoever found him, and his family. It's just it's a terrible thing, So young too, only 35. It's horrible. All right, let's get into some Red Wings news. I only have two games to really cover, and I'll be honest, I don't really want to cover either of them. But this is a sports vlog, and I will do that. I will cover these games. This past Saturday night, the Red Wings lost to the Winnipeg Jets in a shootout, 5-4. Jimmy Howard, this was his first game back, and he was not very solid. And I'll be honest, I was a little hesitant on posting my response to the Howie Haters video after this game because I just didn't know. I just didn't think I could defend him. He really did not have a good game at all, and I'll be the first to admit that he sucked this game. He really did. He gave up 4, and then the shootout. Now in the shootout, he actually did play pretty well. He stopped 3 shots. But the Red Wings couldn't score 1 goal. And say what you want, but the shootout, Jimmy Howard, he's terrible in. But he stopped 3 shots, and the Wings couldn't get him at least 1 goal. So I don't hold that against him. Hockey's a team sport. They lost as a team. They at least got a point out of it. Move on. And then there was last night. I actually stopped watching towards the end of the game because Eye Candy came on at 10 o'clock. But I was flipping back and forth, and this is a pretty solid game. Both sides were just absolutely phenomenal. Both the Canadians and the Red Wings were just playing very solid defensive hockey. But I remember I turned on Eye Candy, and then I came back, and I saw the Canadians were up 1-0. And then it came down to the last minute of the game, and then I think it was Max Pacioretty scored an empty netter, and the Wings lost 2-0. So now there's 6 points behind Montreal. Montreal leads the Atlantic Division, and we're still ahead of Boston. So we're still in 3rd place in the Atlantic. I don't care where the Wings plays, as long as it's top 3, because I would rather not enter as a wild card team. That's just my personal preference. I'd like to see the Wings, go in to the playoffs at least number 3 in their conference. But, offense just wasn't there. Jimmy Howard played a hell of a game. He only gave up 1 goal this whole game. He got no goal support. I don't care who you are or whether you like Howard or not, you can't hold this against him. He gave up 1 goal. The Red Wings have Pavel Datsyuk, Thomas Tatar, Gustav Nyquist, Henrik Zetterberg, Nicholas Kronwall, Stephen Weiss, Riley Sheahan. They have guys that can score and have scored many times. And then this happens. It's infuriating. It's frustrating when the offense isn't there. And it's games like this that really show hockey is a team sport. You need to win games by scoring goals, not just keeping the puck out of your net. You got to score. We got to start winning games. You don't make it to the playoffs by losing. Okay, time to move on to basketball. I only have 1 game to talk about because the NBA had their All-Star break, so no Pistons games for me to cover, but I do have a college basketball game, and there's actually one going on at the time I'm making this video. Michigan State, go blue. But in this one I'm about to talk about, which is very brief, Michigan lost to Illinois 64-52. They had beaten Illinois, I want to say like 10 times in a row, maybe something like that. They had a nice little win streak going against Illinois, but they just fell flat in overtime, and they lost 64-52. It is what it is. All right, before I go, I'd like to give a special shout out to Emily at MyLime78. You guys should follow her on Twitter if you aren't already. I want to give her a shout out because she promoted my last vlog, and she really promoted my response to the Howie Haters video, and I really enjoyed that. I also like to give a shout out to my friend Liz at LizVJLG. Yeah, her aunt's in the hospital right now, not looking too good. So, give her a follow and tell her how cool she is, because she really is awesome. One of my best friends on Twitter for sure. And she lives in Michigan, so that's even cooler. Alright, guys, that's all I have for you today. I really hope you enjoyed it. I know it was a little short, but there really wasn't much for me to talk about. I'll be back next week to talk all things sports. As always, have a great day. This is Cujo06241, signing out.